I'm going to tell you today how you can stop topping these fairway woods. We all hate it. There's going to be three parts to this. We have a drill, get a feeling of how we interact with the ground. Number two, club setup, vitally important. Number three is some rules that I want you to use out on the golf course. So let's start off right now with club setup. So this is a 14.5 degree 3-wood Cobra F9. Hopefully we'll upgrade into rad speed this year. We will be. You're going to notice here, I've added 1.5 degrees to this. So ultimately, I've turned this into like a 4.5 wood. And that would be my biggest piece of advice. These clubs are so hard to hit. We put it down on the ground and we look at it and go, and our brain's going, wow, there's not enough loft there. There's hardly any loft there. So my first piece of advice to you is if you're using a 3-wood, potentially just use it off a tee peg. And use it on like par 4s where you're using it to lay up, or on par 5s where you don't want to hit a driver off the tee, you want to just get the ball in play. If you're looking for a versatile club, I would definitely add loft to this. Go for a 4.5 wood. It's going to help you to look a little bit more forgiving down at address. So the first point, if it's an adjustable 3-wood, loft it up. If you're looking to buy a 3-wood, potentially don't. Go for something like a 4-wood or 5-wood. That's going to really be valuable for your game. So let's now move on to the drill. You can see here I've got a alignment stick on the ground. This is really simple. You can just do this with a few practice swings. I want you to have the concept, so if I turn this around this way to begin with, I want you to have that concept of not picking the ball up early, but allowing this club head to interact with this alignment stick for a long time. So picture this. Imagine this golf ball was sat on top of this alignment stick. And we were trying to take that golf ball off it. If we're picking this golf ball off it and really not trying to interact with the alignment stick and pulling this head up early, our bottom of the arc is happening too early. That's going to leave us really exposed, that leading edge to that top shot. Not what we want early. We don't want this. What we want to have is the opposite. Can we feel as though we take the ground, or a little bit of a brush of the ground, or brush the alignment stick for longer after the golf ball, and it'll almost feel potentially like you're hitting down on it. We don't necessarily want that, but we want to feel as though we have more interaction with the alignment stick rather than no interaction with the alignment stick. So if you're going to stand there now, and if you're at home and you're watching this and you think, oh, this is really valuable for me, I definitely recommend saving the video. You can do that now on YouTube. Save that, take it to the range, take it out on the golf course. This is a simple way you can do it. Stand there, just little half swings, getting that feeling of brushing that ground more often. Now you'll also notice here, as I've addressed the golf ball, I've got the ball position a club head inside my left heel. It's vital we don't have it too far back. We're going to try and get it more up in the air, and it's also vital to don't have it too far forward. Too far forward, this golf club's already starting to work up and around, and that's not what we want. If it's on a big tee peg, it's easy. We can do that then. But have that ball position, a club head inside your left heel, make some little swings, trying to brush that ground as much as we can where the back of that golf ball begins, and brush it through it. Not up early, but brush it through it. So if I'm going to hit a shot away now, and you know what, you could even do this if you're just playing with a few mates. Tell your mates, like, look, I'm just going to practice hitting my 3-wood, place an alignment stick on the ground, and use this analogy in your brain. Brush it, don't pick it. So let's hit this one away, that feeling of a brush, not a pick. But good ball position, club it inside my left heel, feel it, brush it, and that's going to allow you to feel as though you're interacting with that ground a little bit longer rather than picking it up early. That's the concept we've got to have. Now the final part of this video is this. Out on the golf course, if we're not using it from a tee, if we're using it in the middle of the fairway, yes, you could use this, but it's really got to be a perfect lie. If this lie's not perfect, if the ball's sat down, because this golf club's not got a lot of loft, it's going to be very hard to get it up into the air. I think it amazes you how this golf club, being a 3-wood or being a 4-wood, it's really hard to hit, and it's hard to hit off a bad lie. I would much more recommend going to a hybrid or even an iron and taking that punishment. If you're using this not on a good lie, you're going to leave yourself susceptible to a bad shot that potentially you can't explain. So there you go, 3 simple tips to stop topping those fairway woods. This is the concept. Have the bottom of the arc as we hit the golf ball, not pulling it up early, and a simple way of doing that is interact longer in your mind's eye with the alignment stick.